What is it? That scroll's gonna be still good after making all that noise. She is totally flat on charge, and this leak isn't too hard to find. I think you could say it found me. You guys see how oily that is there? And I wonder what this... Alright guys, we're going to have to see what they did, because look on the data plate here. Metering device, 46 piston outdoor, and this just happens to be a 46 piston sitting out here on the disconnect. So, I wonder what happened. I think we're gonna find out. What do you guys think's in there, huh? Anything? Or nothing? Bigger one or something? I wonder. Makes me wonder what's going on here. We already got 3 wires. Three thermostat wires, and they changed it to a heat pump. So look here, they got red and orange tied together, and I checked inside, and that comes from orange on the thermostat. So the only way the board was powered up was when it was in cooling, so that's no good. I'm going to switch that over. I'm going to power up the board every time with the yellow. That's all I can do on this one, except put a transformer in there. So I'll take a little shot when I unbolt this thing. Alright guys, I got all my nitrogen out here, and this, oh, I see one in there. Yeah, there's one in there. Let's see what size it is. Alright guys, I got it out. It's a 57. So, I wonder if they got confused, because it does show it takes a 57 inside. I don't know why they changed it. That's kind of weird. Well, I think I'll go back with a 46. I think I'll go with Comfort Makers ICP's recommendation on that. Even though it's got 5/16 line set. I'm going to change this dryer and put the right piston in it. I'm going to pump it up, pull a micron gauge on it, pull it down, charge her up, see how that compressor sounds. Okay guys, I got the new dryer on there, and I got a proper 5/16 to 3/8 there. Got a nice new dryer. Got some Nylog and a new seal, and the number 46, the correct metering device, in there. So, show you guys my Digi Cools here. Gonna pump her up with some nitrogen here. All right. So again, the high side, it's just my hose. You gotta use the low side on Digi Cools. They're a lot more accurate. They go down to 1/10 of a psi. So. Let's pump her on up here. It does not sound normal. There we go. So you gotta keep the pressure below 200 on the low side of Digi Cools. Alright guys, so I checked and I got 175 on all 3 ports. So I'm going to lock it down. This button. 5-second. Hold it. So now it's going to hold this reading. And this bar graph up here is still active. So if you start to see the bar graph go negative, 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 that means you're losing 1 psi, 2 psi. So when I come back here to it, all I have to do is turn it back on, and we're going to see if we lost it all. So nice little gauges here. And check out my dryer. I didn't even burn the thing. Look at that, guys, huh? Good job there, huh? So got a nice new dryer on there, and I'm gonna go and catch another call and come back and check and make sure it's spot on, and pull the vacuum in charger on up. Alright guys, I'm back on it, so let's see what we got here. Alright, let's turn her on. Oh boy. Oh boy. Looks like we dropped quite a bit. 2 pounds. Yeah, I think we're good. 2 pounds is all it was. It probably just cooled down a little bit in there. So, get the vacuum started. Don't you guys love how they turned it sideways like that? Make the piping go easier. So, at least they left the piston sitting up here on the disconnect, just like this. That's how I found it. And if they didn't do that, I might have never looked in there to think anything was wrong. So, I mean, at least they did that. And then I started thinking, could they have changed the metering device because it kept icing up this winter, and they never figured out that orange is not energized in heat, so the board was not ever on in heat. So just made me wonder that. So I got my evacuation going here. My blue vac on its way down. I'm going to switch that low voltage around, and what that'll do is it's going to reset the counter. It's going to reset that counter every time it cycles, but I'm going to put it on 30. And I'm going to tie it to yellow, so the board, if it runs long enough in heat, it should initiate a defrost with 3 wires. So we're going to switch that around, make that a little better. Okay guys, we're getting close. I'm gonna charge it around 1,000 microns. As soon as we hit 1,000, I'm gonna go ahead and charge it. I got a brand new dryer. That'll take care of the rest of the moisture. I want to show you guys one other thing here. I went ahead and took some readings to get our target superheat. And let's see if you guys can see this paper. So I wanted to show you this little formula. This is the formula to get your target superheat. The formula is 3 times your wet bulb minus 80, which is a constant, minus your outdoor ambient divided by 2 is your target superheat. So our outdoor ambient is 82 today, our indoor is 79.4, wet bulb is 69. So I plug those in. 3 times 69 is 207, minus 80, 127, minus 82, 45, divided by 2 is 22.5 degrees. And I plugged in 68, so I'm going to look for somewhere around 20 degrees superheat today. But I just thought I'd show you guys this formula. It's a really neat formula. One of our members, HVACR Medic on HVAC Talk, came up with this formula, and it works fabulous. There's also A similar formula for your target evaporator exit temperature, and that's a neat little formula too. So just thought I'd show you guys this real quick. And okay guys, I got the vacuum off, and got my scale on here, got my Superheat subcooling. Thought I'd show you guys. So you can see down there. Shows our Superheat. So it looks like our low side is 47 for me putting a little bit in there to break the vacuum. And I'll show you my probes here. So here's my probe on the suction line there. And I got it on the vacuum, on the liquid line right there. So time to start putting some in there. So this tank's about done. Okay guys, this is after 4 pounds of Freon of the 6. 4 pounds, so you see my Superheat is still high, and the subcooling is a bit low. So I'm going to put the other 2 pounds in and see how we're doing then. Okay guys, looks like we're right on target here. Charge is right on the money, 6 pounds. Superheat's really close, so that's good news. I was worried that they had messed with the air handler piston as well, but it looks like that's good. And we are good to go. I wanted to show you one other thing real quick here. This is something else that I use for line temps. And it's just a little infrared field piece pen thermometer. And I'll show you guys how accurate it is. So 64 is our suction line temp, 86 is our liquid line temp. So 63, let's see here. This little guy does a good job. I carry it right in my bag, and you really have to use it on the solder joint. Shiny metal makes it inaccurate, but especially on painted dryers, she works beautifully here. So what I do is I shoot it right at the solder connection there, where it's dull, and it's always real accurate right there at my solder connection. And here's some heat pressures. I got the fan off. It's pretty close though. And here's a shot of my final pressures right before I take my gauges off. We're looking good, guys. Can't believe that compressor seems to be alright. It was making a lot of racket there, wasn't it? But it's good now. So there's my Digi Cools in action.